probably my personal favorite is something called Doggy Day Out. Anyone can do this. You don't have to be a long-term volunteer. You sign up for a shift, you come in, you get one of our long-term dogs, you take them out. They have a cute little vest that says adopt me. You have a backpack. We give you water. We give you the supplies. And you can take them to a cafe. You can take them for a walk. You can take them wherever you want to go. And they get out of the shelter for a couple hours.
Yeah.
They get into the community. People see them. And then when they come back, they are so much happier in the shelter, which in turn is helping them get adopted.
Hello everyone and welcome to On the Grid. My name is EJ Moreno and on this show we discuss people and spotlight people who make the Tampa Bay area better. We have Regan Blessinger with the Humane Society of Tampa Bay. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am so excited to speak with you. Having some good chats beforehand is just really good to know you, and I just love what your organization does and what you do. But I want to ask you, let's go back a little bit.
Okay.
Where did this love of animals start?
I think I've always had it. I remember being super young and begging my parents for like a puppy or a kitten, truly any animal. I've had a ton in my life. I've never been without an animal. Ever. So it's been a lifelong passion.
What was one of your favorite animals you get to have growing up? Maybe one of those weird ones. Like I have a couple lizards at home that I'm always like, my weird lizards, yes.
I think my weirdest would have been my hermit crab collection.
Okay.
Yeah, I had some hermit crabs for a little bit. Went through a hamster phase.
As most of us try and attempt and realize maybe that is not the best fit for everyone.
Yep, and then I've had dogs mostly.
Yeah, awesome. I love, again, that passion that you have because you get to work with animals, but you mostly get to work with the Humane Society doing marketing, right?
Yes.
So how did you fall into that world? What was your background that got you to this position?
Yeah, I worked at a marketing agency, and a friend of mine saw the opening, and she knows how much I love animals. She knows that I wanted to go into kind of the nonprofit world, and she saw it. She was like, "You have to apply right this second." I did. Luckily, they called me back.
Yeah.
I did the interview, and I probably came off a little too strong in my interview, but I made sure that they knew I really wanted the job. And Sherry Selk, the CEO, called me the next day, and I'd gotten it.
I think having too much passion is exactly what animal people want.
Oh, for sure.
Every animal person I've ever met is like at an 11 in the best way.
Yes.
But I'm always like, you're so passionate about this.
Yes.
I don't think any other industry has as passionate people. Again, you just do, you work in a vaguely office kind of job and you still have such a passion for this. I love that. What were some of the challenges when you first got into marketing from what you were used to at an agency to then coming to Humane Society of Tampa Bay?
Nonprofit is very different
Yes.
than working for a for-profit company, just as a whole. Take animals out of it. Then you add animals into it. We are one-on-one with the animals. I do work an office job mostly, but I still see animals all the time. I have hedgehogs in my office right now for foster. There's a constant background of the animals, which is incredible, but that was very different than what I came from at a marketing agency. And then I deal with the public a lot more now, so that has been an interesting change.
Yeah, I can only imagine dealing with this, but you also get to kind of see so much positivity, though. You get to see so many of these highlights. What are one of those things that you think throughout your day is one of the big positives for you? Something that you kind of notice on an everyday work basis that you're like, so happy I get to do this.
So we do announcements every time an animal is adopted. And so anytime we hear the announcement, it's probably then, because that's what we're there for. We hope that all of the animals get adopted. And we get to hear so-and-so got adopted today and is going to a great home. And that is probably like the highlight because it happens multiple times a day and it's very nice.
Oh, that must feel good. You've seen that work that pays off. So getting to work in your position, what is your exact title actually?
Marketing and content manager.
So you get to do some of the online stuff as well. Do you work with any social media aspects?
Yes, so I do our entire social media, our entire website, most of our media, public facing roles.
Like we are today.
Like now,
awesome.
yes.
Yeah, no. Yeah. So awesome. How was social media with this? Did you find it to be easy? I feel like animal, period, online is a easy foot in.
Yes.
And then, but have you got to play with that a little bit more and got to see the perks of that?
Yeah, it is so fun. I think because people love animals, and it, like you said, it is a lot easier to get a like on an animal picture than like a human picture.
Yes.
But it's been super fun to play with like different trends that are really popular for humans, but make them with animals.
Oh, that is
we
really good.
love doing that. It's super fun. I think the most surprising thing was just the passion that people have in the comment section. I wasn't used to that. So that was interesting.
Yeah, you're working marketing for clothing, and you're like, wow, nobody has as many opinions as they do on a dog.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, especially you're not holding it correctly. We all know the comment
Yes,
sections
yeah.
usually are pretty crazy. No, I love that you are getting to work on this, work with the people, work with cats and dogs. But what else do the Humane Society of Tampa Bay have? What are some other animals that you guys have that we don't normally think of?
Yeah, so we're one of the only shelters in the area that actually take in rabbits. So we have an entire room for rabbits. We have an entire 2 rooms for guinea pigs.
Okay.
We take in exotics, so the hedgehogs that I have in my office, she had babies, that's why I'm fostering them. But we've had lizards. He said you had lizards
Yes,
and
I
liked
do.
them. Tortoises. We've had ducks. We've had pigs, donkeys.
I saw some of the pigs on the website. Were you kind of there for the pig blowing up as a pet era? Because that always kind of blew my mind.
I wasn't.
For a while, that was the pet to have.
Yes. People thought mini pigs stayed mini. They
And
don't.
No, they're pigs, and I love pigs, but
They're adorable.
yeah, you need them in a certain area for certain things.
Yeah.
That's interesting that your job is to have so much more. I think we normally think of adoption. We normally think of, foster or anything. It's just cats and dogs, and there is so much more out there.
Yeah.
Is that something that you feel like you want to put onto your social media platform or as marketing and content? You're like,
yeah.
please understand it's more than just this.
Yes. People really love when we get exotic animals. I think it's not a huge niche.
Yeah.
Obviously, not as many people have snakes than they do as dogs, but there are some very passionate people out there who do and know that we take them in. So we honestly, when we get them in, they go so
Yeah.
fast. It happens very, very quickly. And we see it goes in lulls. Sometimes we see a lot of different exotics. Like there was a time when we kept getting sugar gliders.
Yes, I've been to the
us,
Repticon conventions and seen them there. They're cute.
They're very cute.
I don't know if I want one. One of those animals. I'm like, I love you, not for my house.
Yeah, my dog would not allow that.
Yeah, your dog's probably like, please keep the cats.
Yeah, she's the boss, so.
Usually most animals are.
Yeah.
So what are some of the goals that you have working at Humane Society of Tampa Bay? What are some of the things that you see personally that you want to do, or maybe as a company that you guys are kind of gearing towards?
Getting our programs out there. We, of course, are an adoption center, but there are so many more things that the Humane Society of Tampa Bay does and offers to the community. So making sure that people are aware of it, and then helping adoptions and people not going to breeders or puppy stores is a huge one. And just knowing that at the shelter we get these purebred animals, we get puppies, we get very desirable animals for some people, and you don't have to go to the puppy store and to a breeder to get that. And adoption saves lives, not of just that animal, but of other animals. We are a no-kill for space shelter, so if we don't have a kennel space and someone brings in a dog, we can't take that dog. We have to say, you have to take the dog with you, hold on to it, go to a different shelter, hopefully come back, but we cannot take it because a dog is taking up a kennel. So when a dog gets adopted, kennel space opens up. So it's like a cycle that genuinely helps all the other animals in the community.
No, it's wonderful to know that that program's accessible. I would love to know a little bit more about programs with you in 1 second,
Yeah.
but we're going to go to a commercial break.
Is it time yet?
It's time.
Mom's starting time for dinner.
Oh, terrific.
Pasta dinner.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
And we are back with Regan, oh my goodness, I am so excited to talk with you about more of these programs you have.
Yeah.
We have kittens up here, new friends have been introduced, but
Yep.
before we get into kitten season and adoption, any other programs at Humane Society of Tampa Bay that I need to know about?
Yeah, so we have a very low cost hospital
Oh.
for the public. So it's a full service veterinary
Okay.
hospital. We are open 7 days a week, and it is at a lower cost. So we want to make sure that people can keep their pets healthy, and that is one big way we do it. We have something called the Pet Pantry, and it's Tuesday and Saturday from 8:30 to 5, and it's where people can come and actually get free cat and free dog food.
Okay.
So another opportunity, we want people to be able to keep their pets, and we know that when the economy isn't doing great, it can be tough. So that's one thing that we try to provide as often as we can, so that people can feed their pets and then still keep them, because that's something we hear often.
If you guys ever get worms, please know I need some for my lizards. So if your pantry is giving some other things other than cat dog food, please, I need it.
Okay.
I'm tired of buying super worms.
Yes, I'll mark that
you're
down.
right. Please, just for EJ.
Yeah.
No, and I love that you guys have that. I would have never thought about like, a food pantry that we see for humans,
Yeah.
but for an animal one, because trust me, I'm joking about it now, but there is times where I'm like, so can my lizards go like another couple days before I can buy?
It's
and
tough.
It's tough, and you guys give someone a home, a place to kind of feel, I think that is the biggest thing
Yeah.
as pet owners that we want, as that little bit of relief.
Yes, yeah, you don't want to have to worry week to week of, can I afford to pay my food bill for my animal. Another thing kind of in the same lane is for people who are not mobile, who have to stay at home, so a lot of elderly, we actually do something called pet Animeals. So we take the food to them. So it's once a month we take food and other supplies, because we also understand if you aren't mobile, if you don't have a car, you probably don't want to lug a 50-pound bag of dog food to your house on the bus. So yeah, we do that. We also have humane education programs. So we love when kids come in. We think it's so great. Teach the next generations how to be kind to animals, about animal welfare, about adoption, kind of get ahead of all of that. It teaches them so many really, really good things. And that's just some of the programs
Yeah,
we have.
I was just like, keep going, like tell me
Yeah.
more, because I'm still stuck on the animal hospital as someone who has dealt with that with cats and dogs. It's just like it is such a troublesome, maybe sometimes a scary world to get into when they're injured. So I love that you guys have this shelter, this ability to be like, here, bring them in. How do we find out about stuff like the animal hospital that you guys have?
Yeah, go to our website.
Okay.
It's humanesocietytampa.org, and under the hospital, you can make appointments there. You can see all of the different things we do. You can also see prices. We do things in packages. So there's like a basic package, etc. And it truly is more than half the cost of a regular vet. Our spaying and neutering can be around $150, whereas a normal vet, it's a lot more, closer to $600 or $700. So we tried to make it as affordable as possible. We have a really, really great team that sometimes can provide grants for us and get us grants so we could help if someone doesn't have any funds, but their pet is suffering and needs some medical care. So we're really lucky when it comes to that. So it's a really good resource.
I'm not trying to ask you to pick your baby, which is something you love, but is there a program maybe that you haven't mentioned that you find to be such a...
Yes.
Tell me, what is this one that is the...
Probably my personal favorite is something called Doggy Day Out. And
love that. Go on, yes.
Yes, and so anyone can do this. You don't have to be a long-term volunteer. You sign up for a shift, you come in, you get one of our long-term dogs, you take them out. They have a cute little vest that says adopt me. You have a backpack. We give you water. We give you the supplies. And you can take them to a cafe. You can take them for a walk. You can take them wherever you want to go. And they get out of the shelter for a couple hours.
Yeah.
They get into the community. People see them. And then when they come back, they are so much happier. in the shelter, which in turn is helping them get adopted. So we are up to 23 dogs have gotten adopted from the Doggy Day Out program, and we've only had it for about a month and a half.
I have a friend who works in radio. He does The Bone, that one channel, and he does a lot of stuff with animals as well, Drew Garalbo and John Senning, and that is a perfect idea that I want to give them, that I'm like, do that. I think that is a brilliant concept. I mean, I go to Al Lopez Park every now and then. Why not just bring the dog with me so people, I love that your face lit up
it's
when
my
you mentioned
absolute
that.
favorite.
And now I'm like, yes, that is it's so different. That's such a different program that what I want. Is that something maybe you came up with, or tell me about what you've kind of been able to bring forth to this?
I cannot take
Don't take credit for
I
it.
cannot take credit for Doggy Day Out. I put a lot of passion behind it because I was so excited, but it's not my idea.
Yeah.
Our social media, a lot of it has been from me, and then our website. So
that website is so easy to use.
Thank
Let me give you
you.
a nerdy compliment about web pages.
Oh, thank
I was
you.
like, wow, this is easy to understand.
Yeah, and so doing that and making sure that all of our information is really accessible to people.
Easy to find.
And easy to find, easy to understand. Everyone can do it. And just, we want to make sure that everyone knows what we offer because there is so much. So a lot of that has been...
Which is, I'm so glad we got to bring you on for the show, because I would have just thought adoption, period.
Yeah.
And that's the ignorant view of what the Humane Society of Tampa Bay could do, but it is such what we think is the surface level.
Yeah.
And then getting into a little bit more details, I love seeing that you guys offer so much, that it seems like it's such a passion. Again, even like I joke that you have an office job, but you're just as nitty-gritty passionate about it as I can tell probably the people who are naming, the people who are feeding. It's just, it's a lovely, do you feel that way in the working there of like, wow, what a good team?
Yes. When I first started, maybe a month later, I just had said, I noticed everyone's passion. Everyone has a genuine passion for animals and loves them so much. And you can absolutely tell that when you come in, which is really nice. That's what the animals deserve. It's very incredible.
Yeah, that's what we want as people who go there. We want to see everyone be there. It's like going to Walmart and you're like, I know you don't want to work at Walmart, but if you made it this much happier, we would all be happier. It's just it's that mindset there. So it's just nice to see. So any advice you can give me? Is there advice maybe looking into adoptions, we have a whole segment we're talking about specific adoptions in a moment, but any advice you would give anyone who's maybe wanting to get into it, maybe to volunteer or anything like that?
Yeah. So a really good step in advice is start with a short-term volunteer shift. Come in, talk to people, see what they are doing. There's so many different things you can do to volunteer.
Okay.
Truly, any department needs volunteers. So if you want to come walk dogs, we need that. If you want to work in an office, we need that. I mean, there's a lot.
Really? Okay.
That's a good way to get started, because then you're going to learn more about what we have. You're going to meet the animals. So we have so many volunteers that came to volunteer, fell in love, and then ended up adopting. So that's always a really
That's why I could never
good
volunteer.
first
And
step.
I adore you so much, but I could never. I would be walking away with 101 Dalmatians.
It's hard not to.
It would be, you get connected to that. Do you find yourself ever falling for any of these animals that you're like, please stop?
Oh, I adopted.
I lived the
I was
story.
2 months in, and I
It
adopted.
didn't even take you 3. You didn't make the 90 days before you're like, this is mine now.
Yes.
Oh, but I love that, though. I think that is such a beauty to see. We don't really get to see that kind of, from any job, in any field. I mean, I work in entertainment.
Yeah.
I get tired of watching movies sometimes. So you're like, no, I'm not tired of this.
No, I was very lucky. I actually watched her be born.
Wow.
Yes.
So you were imprinted like Twilight,
Yes,
sorry.
so,
A
yeah.
weird Twilight reference for the day.
Thank you. We do a lot of medical.
Amazing. Yeah.
And a lot of the stray animals that come in, they do need extra medical care. So Lou is my dog's name.
Mm-hmm.
Her mom came in and she needed an emergency C-section. And if we hadn't done the C-section, she would have passed. And then 5 of her puppies would have passed.
Wow.
So luckily we were able to do that. We have the medical tools. they were able to do the C-section. Lou was the first one that came out. So I was there for all of that.
nice.
Obviously, I didn't know at that moment that I was
gonna
going
be-
to end up
yeah.
adopting her, but it was an incredible moment. And I'm so lucky that I was able
Yeah.
to see like all of that. I'd say I have known her in it her entire life.
That exact story is why not telling people to donate money to you guys, but that is the exact reason I want people to look at you guys. And that story right there, just if that dog did not get, because again, if that was a situation with me in my low income life, I don't know if I would have been able to afford that at a surgeon. So I love that, again, you guys are exactly where and what we need right now in the community. If there is something special I want to talk about, are we in kitten season?
Oh, yes, we are.
Oh boy, tell me about kitten season as we have babies here to unleash with us, hopefully, unless
They're so cute. They're sleeping right now.
Okay, then we will keep them in there to sleep. I will never, as someone who does not want to be woken up myself, I get it. So tell me about kitten season and about adoption for specifically cats. It seems like cats, you know, we hear stray dogs as a thing, but stray cats, especially in Central Florida, especially in Tampa, is so common.
Yes.
Tell me about this a little bit.
Yeah, so kitten season is when it gets warmer out. Cats tend to take that time to breed, and it is feral cats who have not yet gone through a TNVR, which is a trap, neuter, return, vaccinate and return program. So they have babies, and we see hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of kittens.
Wow.
So sometimes they come in with their mom. If everyone is lucky, sometimes they come in without their mom and they have to be bottle fed. Sometimes a mom comes in and she's pregnant and she gives birth the next day. We get inundated with kittens. Luckily,
I was going to say, is this a problem? Because it feels like cats are maybe one of the most adoptable things.
they are.
Yeah.
Cats get adopted more than dogs. So yes and no.
Yeah.
It is really hard, especially because cats, especially very young ones, come in from the outside pretty sick. So a lot of them, it's very easy for them to get like an upper respiratory infection. There are other things that can affect a young kitten. So there's just a lot more medical care that they need. They have to go into sometimes an incubator. There's just a lot
More.
more. So luckily we have fosters who are like bottle babies is what we call them, bottle baby fosters. And they get up and they have to bottle feed these kittens every 2 hours around the clock for a month.
For that, I would just have a baby. At that point, I would
Right?
just have a human baby. Like, wow. But no,
We're incredibly lucky to
I
have
was
those
gonna say,
passionate
the
people.
fact that someone wants to do that, I love that person. I mean, Tony, who helps run TVCN, would be one of those people. Just again, that passion that you have to want to be able to do that. That's amazing that you guys are able to find these.
Oh yeah, we're really lucky. We could always use more, of course.
Of course.
I mean, truly hundreds. That's another reason why TNVR is so important. Is neuter and spay those cats, because then when kitten season rolls around next year, they are not able to have more kittens.
I remember my Price is Right, spay and neuter your cat, so I get it.
Yep.
Like, I get that so much. And, you know, it's just funny because I'm like, I want more. I want everyone to have more babies, but also chill out. Like, you know, we are humans, chill out. Kittens, chill out. I think we all need to chill. And I just love that that you guys give this home and that these kittens are able to kind of find, even if they are at the Humane Society of Tampa Bay a little bit longer, they have a comfortability there.
Yes.
'Cause that's one thing I love that I've kind of done research and learned about you speaking today, is that as much as you want all of these babies to have homes, you're still able to provide a solid foundation for them there.
Yeah, we are so lucky. In 2020, they built a new building, and so Humane Society has been around since 1912.
Yeah.
So, and they were in that building since 2000. So,
Wow.
yes, it was tiny. So
Yeah.
we're very, very lucky that we have an incredible facility with a ton more space that we are able to take them in and provide comfort. Our volunteers are a huge part of that. They come in and do enrichment and play with the animals and kind of give them that homey feel while they're waiting. So we're
I love that, though. Is there a goal that you have maybe for this year, maybe for, you know, what's your 5-year plan? Is there something that you want to see from Humane Society of Tampa Bay, or maybe through content creation or marketing that you want to see, just something that you're planning and maybe a project you have in development or anything?
I mean, yes. We do have a good amount.
You don't have to leak anything, but...
But I think the biggest thing would be there are still so many people, like you said, that don't know about the different programs that we have. And helping people keep their pets is a huge one. So whatever we can do to help people keep their pets, because then it takes the stress off of shelters. It's just all around a lot better. That's one really big thing that's a goal of ours, is to help educate, help provide.
I know you said you had classes for education for kids. Is there like adult education
Yeah,
for
sometimes.
animals?
Yeah,
Okay,
so we
cool.
actually have a bottle baby foster class.
Oh.
So if someone is interested in doing that, we have that.
As someone who had to feed cats on this very show one time, I wish I would have taken that class because I
Yeah.
had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah,
It's
so
very specific.
yes, it is very, very
They're
specific.
very specific animals.
Yes. So we do provide
That's awesome.
those sorts of things. Normally if someone comes in and says they really want to learn about it and it could be helpful, we try to find a way to do it.
So I want to go volunteer at the Humane Society of Tampa Bay. How do I go about that?
Go online first. You just fill out a form, let us know when you're coming, and then show up.
Same thing with adoption? Is it similar? I saw the
Yes.
wonderful lineup of animals on the website and everything. Is
Yeah.
the website pretty accurate as well?
It's real time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so the adoption
job.
is real time. So if you see an animal on the website, it is available for adoption. Come in. It is first come, first serve.
Yes.
So that's a definite.
I can't put a reservation on a puppy.
No,
Oh,
unfortunately
goodness, no.
not.
No, that's great though. I love that again. That accessibility. It
Mm-hmm.
seems. I felt like years ago that pet adoption seemed harder, and it seems like it's now easier.
Yeah.
Not more than ever. I don't know
See
what
that.
it was about it that just felt like. And you guys, just hearing what your program is, being on your website, it just seems like you guys wanted to make it as nice as I'm going to say this, as stupid friendly as you can. Like anyone can do it though.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty because. I'm not the most tech savvy person at times. I want to be able to go adopt, and you guys make it easy for that.
Yeah, and that's the goal. If
Mm-hmm.
anyone, a loving home who can provide for the animals should be able to have an animal, just period.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to make it as simple as possible while still making sure that the animals go to the best home for them.
Oh, Regan, I could talk to you probably for another 30 more minutes about more animals and things like that. But thank you so much for joining me
Yeah,
today.
thank
And
you.
thank you all for watching. Please go check out the Humane Society of Tampa Bay. I don't often want to shill people, companies, and things, but my goodness, if there's any nonprofit to look at, I think this is one of the most special that we have in Tampa. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you, Regan, for joining me. And make sure you guys tune into the next episode of On the Grid.